What the heck is magic anyway? Well, it could be argued that magic is when somebody's doing something that the people around them don't understand. Like if my crazy uncle keeps pulling quarters out of my ear, that's magic. If a woman gets up and walks off stage after I just saw her get sawed in half, that's magic. If those crazy ladies are out in the woods again in the full moon brewing up some sort of potion, definitely some magic going on there. And how about that old guy that believes something despite the fact that everybody around him absolutely knows that thing is not true, and he still believes it even after they've explained to him why it's not true? Magic, or at least some magical thinking going on there. And the reason I bring that up is because I wrote a song about that guy. Turns out his name is Earl. And how I came about to write that song, I will tell you. I was at a train song festival. I was the announcer, and it was the end of the day, and I was stacking up speakers and I was coiling up cables, and somebody came and wanted to talk to me, and I will admit I was not in my best listening frame of mind that day. I was tired. I was ready to go home. But here they come and they're telling me, oh, my grandpa had an experience with a train. And I'm rolling cables saying, yeah, he was out in the middle of the bridge and the train came. Somebody should write a song about that. Wait, somebody should write a song about that. I write songs, I should write a song about that. So tell me the story. But by the time I engaged with that person, they'd given up on me and they were walking away. What I should have done is say, hey, come back and tell me that story. But I wasn't thinking fast enough. And I said, hey, where was that bridge anyway? And they said, in Oregon. Well, that's not enough story to make a song out of. You know, it's a good scene, but it's not a story. On my way home that night, it turns out driving in a car is a good time to make up songs. I started working on that, and I came up with some words, and they're too far to run, too high to jump, and too late to say your prayers. Those are good words, but it's not a song. It's maybe part of a chorus. And so when I got home, I tried to figure out what the story was that was going to make that a song. And I tried 3 or 4 or 5 different ways and just could never get it to come together and be a satisfying song. All those failed songs had one thing in common, though. The guy's name was Earl, and he was a fisherman. But I couldn't finish it, so I took that song and put it up on the shelf with all those other songs that never quite got finished in hopes that someday that I would figure out how that song is supposed to go. And the good news is last month that day happened and I finished the song. And how that came about was I was camping in the redwoods up outside of Santa Cruz waiting to see my favorite songwriter and singer and storyteller Todd Snyder. But I had the day free and I was going to go for a hike in the woods. And I saw on my map, way on the other side of the woods, there's a train bridge. So I thought that would be my destination for the day. It's good to have a destination. I head out, go up over the hill and down into the ravine of the San Lorenzo River, take off my boots, wade across that river, make my way through the underbrush, and would you believe it, that even in the redwoods, there are stinging nettles? Believe it. Who would have thought? Make it through the underbrush, come across the San Lorenzo River again, take off my boots, wade across, and that was where my map told me there's a swimming hole. And I figured Santa Cruz, swimming hole, probably full of naked hippies. I thought I would check it out for anthropological reasons, of course, but I didn't find the swimming hole. How you hide a swimming hole in the middle of the woods, I don't know, but I didn't find it. So what am I going to do? I continue on up out of the ravine on the other side and down the ridge. And it turns out that walking in the woods is another good place to make up songs, because by the time I got to that railroad bridge, I had finished the song. And I'll show it to you right now. It's probably a good thing I didn't find the naked hippies, or I might have got distracted and not been able to finish this song, and I'd have to think up something else to talk to you about here today. Earl used to like to sit in the middle of the railroad trestle bridge and drop his line in the deepest channel where the biggest catfish live. He thought that he knew the schedule, he thought that he knew the score, but one May day, here come a train that never come at that time before. Don't sit in the middle of the Trestle Bridge, it's dangerous out there. Too far to run, too high to jump, too late to say your prayers. Lucy used to scold him, saying, "Daddy, don't do that no more. You know there's plenty of big fat fish all along the shore." Well, she must have tried since she was 5. She sure loved that old coot. But Earl was hard of hearing and stubborn as hell to boot. Don't sit in the middle of the Trestle Bridge, it's dangerous out there. Too far to run, too high to jump, too late to say your prayers. Bill used to drive the engine, man, he loved to drive it hard. And that May day he was feeling great, 'cause he got off early from the yard. He come roaring down round the river bend like the lightning from the blue. Bill saw Earl and Earl saw Bill, and there was nothing neither one could do. Don't sit in the middle of the Trestle Bridge, it's dangerous out there. Too far to run, too high to jump, too late to say your prayer. Too far to run, too high to jump, too late to say your prayers. And that's the story of the Trestle Bridge and Earl the fisherman. And you may notice that I left the ending a little bit fuzzy as to whether Earl's magical thinking was enough to save him from the railroad train, but I'll let you fill that in for yourself. Unless you had a grandpa up in Oregon who had an experience on a railroad bridge, and then you can come tell me the end of the story, and we'll fix up this song, unless his name was not Earl, and then I guess we'll have to start a new song about that guy.